Everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today we have Tonix Pharmaceuticals. Now, to begin, I actually own shares in this stock, so just a quick disclaimer, I do own a position in this company. That being said, this company is trading under 20 cents per share, and I'm going to, kind of explain why I bought into this stock and why I think this company could do very well. And to put simply, they're in basically, I believe, phase 3 trials from the research I've done. I always have trouble understanding all this pharmaceutical jargon, but they've basically been fast-tracked by the FDA with their drugs that are hitting the market, to put simply. Okay, so that's like the easiest way you can put it. And so the idea is this company could potentially explode, especially if you look at the price over the last several months. I mean, we were hitting in June of 2024, you can kind of go back and see what the share price was trading at. It's saying it hit over $21 a share in the last year at the peak. Split adjusted, of course. These are split adjusted numbers. Now, one risk with a stock like this is going to be that dreaded reverse split. If things don't go as well for this stock, let's say it doesn't hit that $1 per share mark, because remember, this is traded on the NASDAQ. This is a penny stock traded on the NASDAQ. One of the major risks with these penny stocks, especially those that are traded on the NASDAQ and the major exchanges, is that you can get delisted if your share price falls below, say, the $1 per share minimum bid requirement. And one way these companies will try to combat that is to do reverse splits against stock. So basically, the shareholder gets wiped out with a reverse split, and they start all over. But when I say wiped out, your position really doesn't change with a reverse split, but they're typically seen very negatively by investors. I'll just say that. Now, there has been reverse splits with this stock. So the risk is, can they get this fast track approval, and can the share price go way up before the reverse split happens? Now, if we saw Drug, one thing Drug told us, this company right here, Drug Biosciences, went from $1 per share all the way to the peak. I think it traded intraday at about $80 per share. If you look at the 52-week high recently, trading at basically $80 per share from $1 per share that it traded at for several months, doing absolutely nothing. And if you look at the max chart, it kind of just tells you, I guess, the total since inception, 2021, of this company. It shows you the chart and how this company basically just exploded out of nowhere on some very positive developments regarding the company. So you can do research on that one if you want. And so basically a 50x, well, if you do a 50x on TNXP or even a 20x to be conservative, you can just do 0.20 times 20, $4 per share. So the idea is, if we get even a similar move that's less than 50% of what Drug did, which was a massive run over 50x, at least in a single trading day, you probably had the opportunity with a lot of volume trading hands to liquidate a sizable chunk of your holdings if you wanted to, right? So there was probably a ton of volume. It probably spiked up huge. And basically, if you look at the history, you can see exactly where it traded, how many shares it traded per day. But basically a 50x within, that was October 11th when it was trading at $1 still. And then it says by October 25th, it was basically trading, or November 5th even, if you look just pretty much 2 weeks later, it was trading at $50 per share. So could we hit $4 to $8 per share on TNXP? Anything's possible in penny stock world, right? Especially with these pharmaceutical biotech companies that can skyrocket whenever positive news hits. You can actually look at some of the most recent news with this company. And if we click on news over here, let's try to see some of the headlines and see if we can find out what's going on with this company. And what we'll do here is just click on over to Tonix Pharmaceuticals, latest stock news and market updates, and see what it says over here for us. So this is kind of a website, I guess, that has different, it has kind of like an AI overview. I do like this website, Stock Titan. I think it's reasonable in terms of the information it provides. But if we look at what it's saying here, so basically they're aimed at treating PTSD, some of their drugs, central nervous system disorders. They have this one right here, TNX 601, a daytime treatment for PTSD. TNX 801, a synthetic version of horsepox virus, which could be a potential smallpox vaccine. And then we also have TNX 1500, which would be targeting autoimmune diseases. So we have all kinds of Tonix Pharmaceutical Holdings. So it's basically going over all of the different drugs that are coming to market and going over the company. And you have, here's this AI scanner that's the second live viral vaccine platform for the company. I believe if you go to the news, you can find more information on the stock and what's going on there with, let's see here. So TNXP phase 3 trials. This should be the news regarding, this is the AI version, TNX 102SL. It says right here on the AI overview. If we look at first phase 3, now that's in 2023. We want the latest news. March 11th, phase 3 trial, fibromyalgia. So we have a lot of stuff going on. You can do research on this company and find out yourself. The point is, they are on fast track approval. And in fact, let me type in the fast track approval news to show you. Fast track approval, TNXP. First of all, it is basically a regulatory designation from the FDA that speeds up the development and review of drugs and biology. Sorry, I can't even talk today. Anyway, you get the idea. Fast track approval. And what we're going to be looking at here is TNXP, the stock, and you can look at the news. And so they were granted this in July of 24 for their drug right here. So we have the fast track designation being granted, fibromyalgia, which is a major problem in the world, designed to expedite an FDA review of important new drugs to treat serious conditions and fill an unmet medical need. So this is basically the news that we are waiting on, I believe, with FDA fast track approval. And I believe there is something else intertwined with this. I'm no expert on this pharmaceutical stuff, but from the research I've done, this could drop in the next 30 days, is what I'm hearing. So in the next 30 days, there's a lot of hype around this one already, a lot of volume building up. I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's going to go parabolic like drug and go on some crazy 50x, but we have seen how quickly these pharmaceutical companies can increase in value. If you type in TNXP's price target, I will say this, take it with a grain of salt, $21.42. You know, obviously these are just scanners online. I'm sure they're going to be overly optimistic is what I'm guessing, just to gain attention. $48, so $4 a share. But the point is, you know, here's another one saying $1.50, $11 by July 22nd, 2025. Hey, I'll take it. You know, as a shareholder, I will take that. And that would be very nice, actually. Quite life-changing for me anyway, depending on how many shares you have. And you have to think, I mean, if somebody has 100,000 shares and it goes to $11, that's 1.1 million. So that's why people play these things, because they see a move like drug, which we just saw, and we saw it go from nothing all the way to $50 a share. That's why people are playing these penny stocks. That's why Tonix is an example of a stock that people are interested in. And I'm not saying you should buy it by any means. I mean, definitely if you need to consult with a financial advisor, based upon your risk tolerance and investing goals, this should never be taken as advice on something you should do or consider doing. The point is, TNXP is one of those stocks that does have the potential. I mean, if we look at the volume, I remember it was trading over 500 million shares, very light volume actually today, 12 million shares. It's only around 10:47 Central Time, but 12.9 million shares and the less than 20 cents. We're jumping back up here, though. It was down like 6%. So this is what happened yesterday. It was basically red. It turned green later on in the day as the volume picked up. So can we see this sustained run above 20 cents? It's kind of pinned at this level right now. And what we would like to see is kind of a run up maybe to 50 cents and kind of going up to $1 per share. If we get there and then we drop, very positive news, a 5x may not be unreasonable. A 10x up to $5 or $10, if not more. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to give specific price targets, but the idea is if it can happen with other stocks, then why not Tonix? And the share structure, I believe, right now is less than 200 million shares outstanding, so not an unreasonable share structure at all. With that being said, thank you so much for tuning into this video. God bless you all, and we will see you in the next video. Take care.